Greetings, minions. Welcome to today's math video, which you need to watch before you come to class, he said with a smile on his face. Forced smile, but a smile all the same. Anyways, we're looking at a different form of a line equation called the general form. And it's kind of written there for you in very general terms, ironically. So let me just kind of review what the slope-intercept form is. There it is there, and you'll notice that we've solved everything for y. So y is all by itself. And what that does is it makes the slope very apparent as well as the y-intercept. Just the coefficient of x is the slope, and b, the constant, is the y-intercept, which is why we do it that way. But the general form looks a little different. So you'll notice that everything is over to one side of the equation. In other words, it equals 0. And the other condition is that the coefficient of x, it doesn't matter what the other coefficients, like the coefficient of y or the constant term c, it doesn't matter what they are, but the coefficient of x has to be positive. That's the side we move it to. It's just a convention. There's no good reason for it as far as we're all concerned. It's just the convention that we're going to follow. So solve everything for x, or sorry, solve everything so that everything's on one side of the equation. Make sure the coefficient of x is positive as well. A, B, and C, the coefficients of x and y and the constant have to all be integers. So in other words, no fractions, no decimals, integers. And that is our set of requirements. So what we're going to be practicing in the video here is converting between slope-intercept and general form. So here again is an example of a slope-intercept equation. The slope is 4, the y-intercept is 5. But to make it into general form, I want to move all of my terms to one side. The side where x is positive. You'll notice that x is positive on the right, so I want to move everything else to the right. To do that, I need to subtract y from this side, subtract y from that side, and I get then 0 is equal to 4x minus y minus 5, and there is the equation in general form, just by subtracting y. Isn't that nice? And wouldn't it be nice if things were always that easy? Well, guess what? They're not. Suck it up, people. Real life sucks. This is what it really looks like. Here's an example of one where I have, again, x is a positive on the appropriate side, so I'm going to subtract y from both sides. Okay, so I get 0 equals 2 over 3x minus y plus 3. And you go, yay, I'm done. But you're not, because I don't have my coefficients all as integers. X has a coefficient of 2/3. That's a rational number, not an integer. So I need to get rid of my fractions, and I can do that by simply multiplying everything by a lowest common denominator. It's really easy when there's only one denominator, because the only denominator I have is 3. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3. So 0 is equal to, well, 2 over 3 times 3 is just 2. And then minus not y, but 3y, and plus not 3, but 3 times 3, so 9. So there you go. So sometimes we need to multiply by a common denominator. Let's look at an even more challenging example. I'll do it on the right side of the screen here. Okay, so y equals 14 minus x over 2. The y-intercept is 14. The slope is negative 1/2. I want to move everything to the side where x is positive. You'll notice that the coefficient of x is negative on the right. So I'm going to move everything to the left side then. In other words, I'm going to subtract 14, and I'm going to add x over 2 to both sides. So this is going to be minus 14 over here and plus x over 2 over there as well. Okay, I'm going to put that line there, I guess. And so here's what it looks like. Okay, and again, I need to get rid of all of my fractions, so multiply everything by 2, and there is the answer in general form. If only things stayed that easy, which you know they're not going to, because I'd never be that nice to you. Here's one here. That's really tough. Okay, so y is equal to negative, or sorry, 4/5 minus 2/3 x. The y-intercept is 4/5. The slope is negative 2 over 3. I want to convert it to general form. To do that, move everything to the side where x is positive. Which side is that? Say it out loud. I didn't hear you. That's right, the left side. There it is there. Everything moved over to the left side where x, the coefficient of x is positive. So I added 2 over 3x, subtracted 4/5. But you'll notice that I don't have integers everywhere. I have a bunch of fractions. So to get rid of them all, I'm going to multiply by a common denominator. But this time I have two denominators, 3 and 5. So what's the common denominator, everybody? That's right, 15. So multiply everything by 15. I'll do this a bit slower here. Watch this. Okay, there's everything being multiplied by 15. Every single term is multiplied by 15. Wherever you involve a fraction, though, it's a really good idea to write 15 as 15 over 1, so you know 15 is a numerator. Now what I have to do is work this out. Well, this is supposed to get rid of my fractions, okay? So 15 divided by 3 is 5. You can do division first if you like. It makes it easier. And then over here, 15 divided by 5 is 3. So that gives me 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times x is 10x. 5 times 2 times x. Plus 15y, that's really easy, minus 3 times 4. So minus 12, okay, is equal to 15 times 0, which is just 0. All right? A little kooky, I know. So let's do one more example before I give you one to try on your own. Okay, so here's another one here. Again, x is negative. So the question is, do I have to move everything first, then multiply it by my LCD, or can I do it first? It doesn't matter. As long as you do them both, it actually doesn't matter. But in this case, let's just keep doing it the same way just to be consistent. I'm going to move everything over to the left-hand side. So it looks like this. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and just kind of pause the video and try. See if you can do the whole thing even. Move everything over to the left side. Multiply by your LCD. I wonder what the LCD is. If only you could think of it. Anyways, if you do think of it, move everything to the left-hand side, multiply by the LCD. I'm going to show you the answer in 3 seconds. Okay, folks, time is up. Here we go. Let's first of all move everything over to the left-hand side. Okay, so I added x over 9 and I subtracted 5 over 3. I'm going to multiply by my LCD, which happens to be, surprise, surprise, 9. There I am there, multiplying everything by 9. The 9's cancel out here because 9 divided by 9 is just 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And so I just go through and do that. So 1 times x is just x, plus 9 times y, which is 9y, minus 3 times 5 is 15, equals 9 times 0, which is 0. There is the answer you should have got. Okay? So if you need to go back and watch that whole video again, go ahead and do it so you don't have to watch it in class and waste time, certain people. So here is the one I want you to try for homework. Show it to me tomorrow at the beginning of class, please. There it is there, folks. Y is equal to 4 over 3x minus 17 over 4. See you tomorrow with this one done, or else there will be some not so severe consequences. Well, like a 0 maybe on your homework check. Just saying. Later, folks.